jive walking, kudum, cardamom and cumin, grinding up in a pestle and mortaring, coffee drinking, banana eating, your favorite morning host really needs coffee right now. He is Adam Josh.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Banana. Welcome to the Morning Banana Show. My name is Adam Josh. That is what my mama named me, and this is a banana. How are you guys doing? We're at number 149. That's 149, almost 150 bananas that we've had together since this whole thing kicked off. And how this whole thing kicked off was, years and years ago, I realized bananas are a portable snack and they're healthy. I get in this habit where I grab a razor blade and I take, would you consider that the top? This part with the stem is the top and this is the bottom? Or how would you look at that? But I slice the bottom around, like I circumcise it, and then I just grab a peel. It's a weird habit that I've got into, but it's like less messy that way. Anyway, here we are. Today's date is March the 23rd of 2023. Wow, look at that, 23. Today is the beginning of Ramadan. So if you're a Muslim, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem. And if you're a Muslim, today would be your first day of fasting. So you're waking up today, and you might be cranky. You don't got your coffee. You don't got your usual stuff that you would have, and you might be missing out on some things. So for the Muslim community out there, it's tough. Some of you may know I am adopted by Muslims. My dad is a Muslim. I never converted, and if you needed more proof that Adam did not convert, welcome to the Morning Banana Show. First day of Ramadan. Over the years, I've been through different phases in my life. There was a phase in my life where I was like, you know what? I'm going to fast with these Muslims. Many times I've fasted with the Muslims. In fact, I've even fed them from our restaurants and from other people's restaurants. Real quick, we're checking the live streams over in Ukraine. I was loading up the Ukraine camera and I was thinking to myself, what the heck am I even doing this for anymore? Here we are in March, going on the second year of the war, and every day that this thing started a year ago, I would show these 16 different cameras and how it was basically always peaceful. I never saw with my own eyes, I never saw any evidence of a war going on. In fact, the opposite. It looked like a nice place to go visit. So, and world leaders were visiting, celebrities were visiting, lots of people were visiting, including your current president, right? So lots of people visiting. Still the same. I'm looking at it right now, these live streams going on in the Ukraine, and beautiful place. So a lot more questions than answers there. We are live, It's a beautiful Thursday. It's nice and dreary here. We got the British weather going on. I'm checking one more thing. The vibes. The vibes are high right now. The Schumann vibes, if you check the Schumann vibes space observing system, the vibes right now are whiting out the meter. So we are going at it. So what else can I tell you? It's getting towards the end of the month. We've heard that the Thalians and the Galians are going to be visiting before the end of the month. I'm not holding any water for the Thalians or the Galians. But I've heard people say that they're supposed to be invading or visiting Earth before the end of the month. On, you know, I feel like on April 1st, I'm going to point that out to these people who mentioned that. We are well past my rust check season. In fact, I was doing some maintenance at the restaurants. That's how out of the rust check season we are. I was doing some maintenance at our restaurants this last few weeks, and working on my book in the last few weeks. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last Morning Banana Show or not, but I'm pretty much done the book. There's one more story that needs to be told in the book that I can only tell on the other side of the story, and it's something that we're currently in the middle of. So when that has digested IRL, then the book will be finished. But I thought today one thing I could do is, among other things, is I'll look for some graphs and photos to include in the book. As far as the text of it goes, though, I feel like the bulk of it is done. I got a date here. Good dates. I do love dates. Actually, it was my dad that introduced me to dates. When I first had a real... You've never had a real date until you've had one from like Saudi Arabia, Iran, or Pakistan. Saudi Arabia dates, Iranian dates, Egyptian dates are pretty good too. So, what else can I tell you? If you go to my website, adamjosh.com, go to the blog section. My most recent blog was Tate Update. Why do you even care, Adam? And over the last little while on my website, you might have seen me writing or talking. If you follow me on social media, you might have seen me talking about Andrew Tate. And I cover it more in depth in Why Do You Even Care, Adam? There's a video there. There's a few different reference articles. Nick Monroe's Substack article on Andrew Tate, part 1, part 2. I linked to some people on Twitter, and a Muslim lady who wrote for Al Jazeera. Muslim lady by the name of Yusra Samir. And I said Ramadan Mubarak to her yesterday. So, why is it important? Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate and, 2 other accomplices are still in Romanian jail. So if you're counting, that's been since last year. Since December now. And it doesn't look like they're getting out anytime soon. And I discussed in the last video in the blog there, if you're interested in more, then I would say go to that page on my website and take a look at that. But needless to say, the Romanian courts extended his stay in jail there for another 30 days while they continue to bolt down and tie down all the details, cross their T's and dot their I's of the charges that are going to be laid against him and the various evidence that is coming out. And from the looks of it, I guess Tate himself was convinced that he might get out during Ramadan. He was bemoaning the fact that my first Ramadan after a conversion will be alone in a jail cell. Woe is me. Well, should have thought of that for all the crimes you've committed. Should have thought of that. I love how the guy's using an excuse of we have kids and we miss our family. Yeah. If having kids and missing your family was an excuse to get out of jail, I mean, every criminal would just be having babies all the time. You know, I may have murdered somebody and robbed a bank in the process, but I have kids. The judge is like, he has kids. Let him go. Let him go free. House arrest. Mass murderer who robbed a bank. Let him go on house arrest because he has children. Yeah, so these are the things that men think about before they start committing crimes. I have a family. I have to be responsible for my family. In my case, I have 2 adopted children. They're 9 and they're 12. I have a girlfriend. I own a home. I run a business. You know, we have 200 staff. My dad is the president of the local Islamic Society. I am responsible to my Twitter followers, the people who look to me for advice. A man thinks like this. You know, for me, my advice is to, if you have a bunch of people looking up to you, is to just get rid of all your vices, live a clean life, and go into your grandpa era. That's my advice, honest advice. You don't know what your grandpa era is? Imagine yourself as an 80-year-old man and live like that now, no matter how old you are. Imagine that you have 100 grandkids, or 100 is way too many grandkids. But imagine you have like 10 grandkids, and you're responsible for those grandkids, you know, and leading a good example. Behave like that. So for me, you know me. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I eat vegan, obviously. I've been vegan, going vegan on 10 years in August of this year. August will be 10 years vegan. I work out every 2 days. Yesterday, when I was working out, my 12-year-old joined me, and you got to give Caden kudos. You know, got to give him credit where it's due, because he's working out the same routine that I am. If you want to know the routine, follow me on Twitter at adamjosh.com, and you'll see the routine. But it's not for the faint at heart. People talk about, oh, I could do a burpee. Oh, could you? Could you do a burpee? Could you do 70 burpees every 2 days? So the end of the week, you know, I have done, let me get my calculator out. Let's just say 3. 210 burpees on the end of your average week. If I work out 3 times a week, I work out every other day. You can do the math on that. So let's just say 3 times a week. Let's be generous. I'm doing 200 burpees a week. You could say, you know, guys might say, oh, I could do a burpee. Sure, do a burpee. But could you do 200 a week? If I gave you until the end of the week, could you bang out 200 burpees? And that's not the only exercise we do. I also do push-ups, sit-ups, horse stance, dumbbell pulls, dumbbell rows rather. I'm not a big fan of dumbbell rows. Curls, 21s. You'll see the exercise routine there. We do warm-ups and whatnot. And so I'm not looking to become a aesthetic bodybuilder. I'm looking to outlive all the aesthetic bodybuilders. You know those guys who do deadlifting? You know? I'm not looking to deadlift. I'm looking to outlive I'm looking to outlive the deadlifters. So when the deadlifters are in the grave with their titles and their trophies, I will be alive visiting their graves in my perfectly healthy body. That's the plan. So my plan is to live a long time, die of a nice old age. And it's not because I'm not afraid of death. Quite the opposite, my friends. As anybody who knows me knows, I'm not afraid of death. I'm a Scorpio. Scorpio's tarot card literally is death. Quite the opposite, my friends. But anyway, it's not about me. It's about grandpa mode and the next generation. And being a good example for them. So, you know, when I write these books, I'm writing my book for my kids and their friends and the next generation. When I make these videos, I know that my kids are going to watch them. circling back, and I think that 36-year-old Andrew Tate and his brother were realizing this as they got older. That, man, we've made a lot of dirty money, and we have kids now. We should probably figure out a way to transition into a legitimate... Basically, look, how much can I say without getting too into the weeds here? I know people, right? And I know that people do criminal things. And I've been in managerial business, whatever you want to call me, a long time. A landlord, homeowner, here in Niagara, established. I mean, you can read between the lines here. I get it. A lot of people are into bad things. And a lot of people make dirty money. And most criminals that I have come across in my life are trying to figure out ways to legitimize their income streams. So it's like a common thing that I've seen. Criminals want to make their dirty money into clean money. So kudos to my dad. Kudos to our path to get to where we're at now. There's been struggle. There's been good times. There's been bad times. People who follow me on Twitter have seen both. But through all the good times and bad times, you know what we did not do? We did not start selling crack. We did not start selling drugs. We did not start moving meth around the world. We did not start pimping out cam girls. So we decided, let's not do human trafficking. Let's not do illegal things for money. Let's just stick to what we're good at. Let's stick to the things that are legitimate and make money. So, and my dad is more like, well, with Allah on our side and being just decent people and being honest with people, Allah will see our hearts and He'll bless us. So, these guys are just bad examples. And what bugs me, and many other people like me, is that we can see these guys as bad examples, and so the inner desire is either to tear these guys down or to live a life that is exemplary, so you can say, well, I can be the example that people need. So personally, I am the example that I need. I'm the example that I want my kids to look up to. But, the kids want the Bugattis and the kids want the PJs, so they're making me work for it. They're making me work to become the superhero role model, And if you're all about serving other people and leading them, then you have to kind of accommodate their worldly desires. So for me personally, like, when I was younger, I was like, I'm the type of guy who could just meditate on a mountain. Live on a mountain by myself. That doesn't work in a social commons ground. It doesn't work when you have kids. And it's not fair to the children either. My kids, and kids in general, deserve a full life, deserve to go to school, get educated, and pursue their own dreams. And have good role models along the way. That's what my kids deserve. My kids have been through enough, as some of you may already know. They've been through enough. So anyway, screw Andrew Tate, and he's in jail until at least April something now, April 21st. It was just so sad. Here's the world's smallest violin playing for Andrew Tate. Follow me on Twitter at adamjosh.com if you feel like supporting me. If you feel like supporting me, let me tell you a few ways that you can. You can send me a tip. Go to the top of my website or the bottom of my website. There's a tip link. You can follow that. You can send me an e-transfer to adam@adamjosh.com. Make sure to like, subscribe, share these videos. You may notice that I'm not partnered with anybody. I never partnered or monetized my account with YouTube years ago. You can buy my book. Go to my website and go to the shop section on the top, and then there's a drop-down menu for my book. You can pre-order it. As I said, it's pretty much done. I'll keep everybody updated as much as I can as we get into printing. I will ship you the first. If you pre-order, I'm going to be signing the book and shipping it to you myself. I already got a couple pre-orders, and I will be signing those and shipping them out when the book is ready, obviously. So you can pre-order a book. That supports me, and go vegan. That helps me because we'll have a clean earth to give to our children. So you can follow me on Twitter at adamjosh.com. My website is adamjosh.com. You can email me at adam@adamjosh.com. And if you feel like supporting me financially, you can send tips or whatnot. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I hope that if you're a Muslim watching this, that you enjoy your Ramadan and it's not too hard on you. And I hope that you get everything that you're praying for to Allah. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.